This episode of Leap TV is made possible by myleaptools.com. What's MyLeap Tools? Well, it's a series of valuable video tutorials sharing with you, small business owners from 0 to 12 employees, great branding lessons, branding tips, templates, and insights to help you gain a competitive advantage. So if you're curious about that, go check it out at myleaptools.com. All right, today on Leap TV, I'm very excited. I have a guest. Her name is Dina Robertson from CodeShed Solutions. Why I'm so excited to have Dina here is because she specializes in SEO and in website development. And I know that you have a lot of questions about that. So today in the episode, we're going to cover the key ingredients that you need to have on your website to ensure that the website is working for you. And also we'll cover what is SEO, how you can leverage that knowledge to make some tweaks today on your website to get better results. Now, the performance tip of the week is going to be about Listorious.com. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and this is the show that shows you that small, intentional, and consistent actions lead to massive results. Alrighty, high five, Dina. I'm super happy to have you here because this subject, SEO and website optimization and the ingredients that we need on a website is, wouldn't you agree that this is a topic of the century?
Definitely, yeah.
Everybody wants to know more about how to leverage the internet to bring more sales and traffic to their own website. And years ago, the goal of having a website was as simple as a brochure website or a portfolio website where we met leads at an event somewhere and we would like to direct them to our website. And that was kind of the extent of having a website. Now it is so much more than that, leveraging the whole internet. And it's not just about driving our leads or directing our leads to our websites, but it's about how we can leverage the internet as a whole to attract leads that don't know us and that we haven't driven to our own website, right?
Yeah, totally.
So what I want to talk about to our viewers today is, first of all, what is SEO, how it works, and what are little things that our viewers can do right away to start improving their SEO. And then, of course, we'll talk about the special ingredients that you at CodeShed, have put together in order to help people leverage their existing website. So take it away, Dina.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, SEO is a huge popular topic. And everybody wants to drive traffic to their website. Obviously, they want to generate potential business through their website. They want their website to do some work. Yeah. And what happens, though, is some small businesses, some business owners don't know how they can impact their search engine optimization. They don't know how they can improve their rankings.
That's right.
So basically, before we get into how you can impact your search engine optimization, improve your ranking, we really need to talk about how we can, how the internet works in terms of does Google, Bing, Yahoo, how do they deal with all of the content on the internet? And so what happens is Google or any search engine will take all of the content on the internet, crawl everything, and bring it into their system. And then when you and I want to find a service or a business on the internet, we will type in a keyword or a key phrase to look for that business or service. Yeah. And then we're delivered a list of search engine results. So obviously, if you're on the first page or you're in the first 5 results, you're doing well in terms of search optimization. But typically, many small business owners.
Page 464.
Exactly. They're like, I can't find myself on the internet. Yeah. And obviously that's a problem. I mean, they want to try to leverage their internet to leverage their business goals, make more sales, make more contacts. So in order to do that, you need to look at the components of your website and make sure that they're matching the recipe of the algorithm of the search engine. And the more matches you get, obviously, the better search engine results you're going to have.
Now, by match, explain this a little further. What do you mean by the best match? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, basically, your website is made up of components, and those components, or ingredients, if you will, can be matched to the recipe of the algorithm. And some of those components are things like content, keywords within content, linking into links from other websites,
Yes.
give your site more weight. Linking keywords also is very beneficial. Things like fresh new content is excellent. I mean,
Like a blog.
Like
Something that gets updated on a regular basis.
Exactly, because what happens with the search engines is they're constantly re-indexing. So if if your site's been indexed and you put up new fresh content, it's like, ooh, okay, I need to crawl over here again and re-index all that content. So again, you're getting potentially optimized from that standpoint.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think that what's important to remember too is search engine optimization isn't a one-shot deal. It's something that you work at all the time. So you can't just have your website SEO'd and then think that you're done. It's a constant tweaking, searching for better tags, implementing better tags. Sometimes even for Leap TV, I wish I had the time to go back to episode 1 and tweak all my tags in there.
Exactly.
Because we evolve and we learn around SEO, and that's the key, right? The key is to always learn about what works, gauge what works and what doesn't work, and then grow from there.
Totally, and that's the thing. I mean, there's no silver bullet, although some companies will say there is.
Right.
But it's really it's an ongoing process, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's just small bit-size efforts towards optimizing your website will, over time, make a difference, for sure.
Okay. So Dina, now that we know a little bit more about what is SEO and how it works, I know that we're all interested in driving more business to our website with leads that we don't know about, right?
Yeah.
So what if I'm a small business owner that don't have a blog, because you said earlier that blogging and instant fresh content really helps at the base. It naturally helps SEO.
Yeah.
What if I don't have a blog? Then what's a few things that I can simply do or be more aware of today to better my SEO and my chances of being found online?
Yeah. Well, the old saying, the old adage, content is king, really, unfortunately, does hold true. You really need to focus on the content. So on every page, even your About Us page, Contact Us, try to leverage some of the key words within the content on those pages, but don't make it sound that it's not making sense. Obviously, your site visitor, your potential customer, needs to find added value information there. So make sure that you're putting in the keywords in a really, you're really thinking about it.
Yeah, and Google is intelligent enough to actually go, you know what?
Yeah.
This site has too many keywords in the content. It doesn't make sense. We're just going to drop that site, right?
And that's exactly
enough.
what happens. And in many cases, on the internet, you might see many sites that are saying, we'll raise your ranking, we'll do this and that for you. But a lot of that is considered almost in this keyword stuffing or on a spamming level, and that's not going to help you in the long run. I mean, it is an ongoing process, but I would really focus in on the content and the keywords that you feel your potential customers are going to be using in Google to find you.
So here's a good example of that, because I know that titling the pages of the websites is actually also very important. And here's a good example of me falling victim of that. As a brand builder, our blog used to be called Leap Zone for Massive Success. Now, I come from a print background, so obviously it was catchy and it made sense for print. But who the hell Googles massive success?
Yeah.
Nobody Googles massive success.
No.
They Google, help my small business, small business tips. So I've had to really learn to rename my pages and my sections in accordance to really help with SEO. So I think it's more a question of awareness.
Yeah. Well, and another thing you mentioned was naming your pages, and that is critical with search engines, is to give your pages page titles. Now, depending on what platform you're using for your website, if you're using something like WordPress inherently is optimized for some things, and that includes page titles. You have the ability to control control your page titles within the interface of WordPress, which is really nice. If you don't have that, if you have more of a static style website, then you need to go to your web developer and have him or her optimize the page titles on every single page. They must be unique, and you can just fire them the what you want for each page and get that into place, because that will show you some results.
So thank you so much, Dina, for your time today. I know that there are lots more questions about SEO.
Yeah.
This is not a one-shot subject, obviously. Would you come back on Leap TV to talk about it?
I hope we've given some great tips today, and I think we could delve in a little deeper, maybe on a future segment.
That'd be awesome. So if you have more questions, obviously you can go to Ask Isabel at askisabel@leaptv.com, but also you can contact Dina directly.
Definitely.
At codeshed.net.
Codeshed.net.
Thanks, girl. Cheers. So what did we learn here? Dina shared with us that it's important to review our content from our existing website to make sure that all the ingredients are there. If you're starting a website from scratch, even better. The important thing is to have the right components on your website and also the right keywords in the background. Now, if you're unsure as to how to get started with keywords, because it can be daunting and it's hard sometimes to figure out what are the right ones to attract the right people to your product or service, here's what I recommend. Go on Amazon.com, search for a bestseller. There's always a few bestseller books in your relevant content or in your industry, in the service or products that you're offering. And scroll all the way down. There lies the gem. All the keywords and tag words that this particular book utilized to become a bestseller book. So at least that will get you started with inspiring yourself to come up with your own. Now, Leapers, it is time to participate. Dina and I would love to hear your questions, your top burning questions about website recipe ingredients and also SEO. So don't be shy. It's very simple. All you have to do is ask your question below this video at leaptv.com. Hey guys, what if you were part of a community, which I know you are, and you discovered that some of the kids go to school without breakfast, without having had breakfast, without proper warm clothing, and possibly even without a lunch? Would you want to do something about that? I know I would. And this is actually happening in our cities. So, the Vancouver Sun's Children's Fund decided to do something about it. They have a campaign called Adopt a School, which I think is a fantastic idea, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. For every dollar that you donate to Adopt a School, it actually goes directly to helping the children with their basic needs. And if you don't have the funds to donate, no problem. They have a Facebook page. All you have to do is click on like. As soon as you like the page, TELUS is generously donating $1 for absolutely every like. It can't be easier. I encourage you to visit www.vansunkidsfund.ca and join me in making a difference. This week's performance tip is coming from Dina, and it is from Listorious.com.
Listorious.com is a website, basically a database of experts that you can follow on Twitter. And what's good about that is a lot of business owners may be on Twitter, but they're not really actively tweeting, and they're probably questioning, is this really any value for me to be on Twitter? I mean, I don't want to tweet about getting my coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And so the nice thing about Listorious is that you can actually do a search for experts and experts that you want to follow that are in your industry. And what this helps you do is to learn, and also inspire you for fresh new content. And that brings us around to SEO again.
Yeah. And with that site that if it's content that's there, it's obviously relevant and desired.
Yeah,
so there's always room for more in that content. So
definitely.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Leapers, if you have liked this week's performance tip, chances are you would love myleaptools.com. So what are you waiting for? go check it out. And for the same token, if you have liked this week's episode, I would love for you to spread the love online. Tweet it, Facebook it, do whatever you want with it, but damn it, spread it. Now, most importantly, I want to hear your thoughts because I care. So don't forget to leave your comment below this video at leaptv.com. Well, that's it for this week. Remember that everything you've learned here this week will do nothing for you unless, of course, you implement it. So do yourself a favor and take one thing to implement this week. And remember that it's much easier to do it than it is to dwell on it. I'm Isabelle Mercier, and I would love for you to connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I look forward to the next episode to share more goodies to help you perform like never before. Cheers. Danielle. Silence on set!
All right.
Alrighty. How did we say we were going to intro this again? I forget now with all this hoopla.
Great to have you here.
Of course. Jesus, I mean, how simple can it be? Oh my God! Did you fake that? Oh
my God.
You're not that strong, Isabel.
You guys are getting, I was threatening physical harm earlier.